It's a pleasure. It's beautiful. It's raining and cold, which I like because I came in from Mississippi. So I'm loving it. The weather's just fine by me. Well, I'm not a big follower of the Game Awards just because I consider it more of a big commercial and a big sort of tribute to capitalism, which obviously runs counter to what I do on my show. But, you know, I do get a little bit excited by the end of the year by all the awards that come out and all of the arguments and everything. Right now, GaymerX is doing a poll where Undertale seems to be winning everything, which is fantastic, and it's causing a bit of a stir. I'm working on the Jimquisition Awards, which will be going up probably after Christmas. And I mean, I can give one spoiler and say Undertale's definitely on it.
Yeah.
And I hope to see a lot more. I hope to see Undertale get a lot more respect. I expect The Witcher's going to clean up though, because well, everyone loves The Witcher. It'll probably be a while before we get that in the big budget AAA space, but certainly in the independent space, I think we can stand to see a lot more of it. I think Undertale's success commercially and critically has evidence that there's a lot more room for people to do that kind of thing, and especially in role-playing games, it's rather important, I feel, that you can put as much of yourself into a character as possible. You know, whether you identify as male or female, if you don't identify as a gender at all, if you're non-binary. Games like Undertale are a really good example of how you can insert yourself into the role of a character, and it's done in such an understated and subtle way that you almost get to do it without thinking about it, which I think is a pretty good move forward, because it just says this is an RPG, you're playing this character, you know, play that character how you want to play it and as the kind of person you want to be. What we're probably going to see is just more. I don't think we're going to see less of that kind of stuff, but I think we're going to see a lot more answers to it. So there's going to be a lot more alternatives. You know, I've got no issue with sexual content in games. You know, they don't bother me personally. I understand some people are uncomfortable with those. But in the past, they never had real alternatives to that kind of stuff. Or the alternatives weren't as publicised. Whereas now we're seeing games that come out that offer more diversity, offer more subject matter, and just give people a way to experience games without having to go down that single track AAA, this is how it's always been done kind of content, which I just think is good overall. You know, it's diversifying the gene pool, as it were, with video games just leads to a healthier game industry overall. So fingers crossed, I think we're heading towards a good place.
Thank you.
Brown man himself.
Thank you for having me. Not actually that brown. It's a nickname that's followed me since middle school.
Indeed. But you've really embraced it and made it your own.
I have. It's I don't know, something that kind of stuck, and I don't know why. Cause
I have to dance every single day. Like, I sort of think about it, and I try to figure out, you know, like, on the one side, Funhouse is sort of, I mean, it's good. I'm glad it's called Funhouse because it's got fun in the title, right? So, like, you know that you're not going there for serious stuff. Dude Soup is relatively serious, but we have fun talking about video games. And again, video games are fun. Right, they are supposed to be fun, and so even when we're doing news on video games, we try to make the news fun.
This week, so very exciting. So just to see it come from Ashley trying to steal the green screen for like 10 minutes in the annex to this beautiful new set that we have, and no more green screen ever again. It's very exciting.
Phenomenal. Finally, a first-rate operation in Rooster Teeth.